Hey guys, I'm back and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas palette. This palette is so gorgeous. If you guys want to see more, just keep watching.
Oh girl, so fierce.
Receiving this palette took about 3 to 4 business days. It does come nicely wrapped with the Laura Lee Los Angeles logo. It does come enclosed with your receipt and this cute Cat's Pajamas little brochure. It does have a picture of her and some social media outlets that you can reach her on. I thought this was super cute. I was just a little disappointed that I didn't get the one that she signed. So opening this up, it is wrapped in gift wrap paper. You are going to have a bubble wrap once you actually open up the gift wrap paper, which protects it from any damage of the shadows being broken or anything like that. The actual packaging is so cute. It is this floral print. It does say Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas. This palette includes 23 grams of product. It is made in the USA and it is cruelty free, which I love. So the packaging is absolutely gorgeous if you ask me on the outside. And it is even more gorgeous once you take it out of the box. You're going to find this glitter palette that says Laura Lee Los Angeles. The glitter is not grainy. It's a very smooth texture. Once you turn it around, you're going to find her social media outlets, which I think is totally genius. I think she added the cutest little detail with the pouncing cat and the paw prints on the side of the palette. And the floral print is still peeking out from the sides, which I think is cute. So once you open up the palette, you're going to find a mirror, which I really enjoy. It is covered with a little bit of the floral print, but it's not a big deal. You're going to find 10 highly pigmented pressed shadows. 5 of them are matte, 4 are shimmer, and 1 is a semi-matte. When they created this palette, Laura Lee kept in mind everyone. So whether you're a beginner to makeup or a professional, you should be able to enjoy this palette. Swatching from the top left to right, it's Okie Dokie, Scatterbrain, Diggity, Cray, Redonkulus, Quirky, Kooky in one ear, out the other, and Oddball. These shades are super pigmented. I have no primer on my hands and I'm using just one swatch. A full description of these shades will be listed in the description box.
So you guys, I've already completed my makeup. I have some concealer on my lids. I have the Tarte Shape Tape and the color Tan Sand on my lids. And I just went ahead and used my setting powder and set my eyelids before I'm applying, just to save some time. So the first shade I'm going to be picking up is going to be this shade Okie Dokie, and this is like a brow shade for me personally, just because I'm so dark, but depending on how light you are, this can be used for many different things. I'll probably just end up using this just for my brow and then to set. It's really too late to do anything other. So for my transition, I'm gonna combine both Diggity and Cray, and I'm just gonna use this as a transition for myself. And I'm just using the same brush that I applied the brow bone shade. So this is definitely pigmented. Usually my transition shades, I mean, they're pigmented, but they don't show up this pigmented. I could have actually used Diggity only for the transition and it would have worked perfect, because that Cray was more pigmented than I expected, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And these are just blending out so nicely. I'm not doing a lot of work. I usually take a lot of time on my transition just because this is what gives it like that, you know, flawless looking gradient effect. Oh yeah, I like that. So just to deepen that, I'm gonna go back into Cray one more time, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring it into my crease. Ooh, I'm liking that already. It's just blending out so good. I'm actually happy right now, because I was like, I was worried. I was worried. Not to say that Laura Lee wouldn't know enough about makeup. Obviously, she does this for a living. She knows about makeup and would know what a good product is. But you never know. You never know. So now the next shade that I'm going to go into is going to be Kooky. And I'm just picking this up using my Morphe M433. And I'm just going to apply this a little bit lower than I applied Cray. This was like one of the shades that I was most excited about. You guys know me, I'm like totally into the burgundy shades, especially this time of year. It's perfect. So I just want to make sure I'm dragging this out. Now this shade is definitely buildable. At first when I applied it, it wasn't as deep, but the more, like I just went in and tapped in one more time and it added a lot more depth. So I'm going to go back in with that shade that had the Kooky and Diggity on it, but I mean the brush, but I'm not going to apply anymore. I'm just going to kind of smoke out the edge right here. So the next shade in the palette I'm going to be digging into is going to be in One Ear, and I'm going to apply this like on top of my concealer, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut my crease first. Now I'm going to be going in with my NYX glitter glue. You definitely don't need a glitter glue with this. This doesn't have like chunks of glitter or anything like that, but I'm going to be going out tonight, so I want to make sure that this is going to last all night and my glitter glue never fails me. If you want, you're welcome to just use a concealer to cut the crease and it should do the same job. Just make sure you spray your brush so you can get maximum pigmentation. So to cut the crease, I'm just going to be using my Sophie Glam brush. This is in a set of 10 brushes, and if you guys are interested, I'll just leave the link down below. You guys can get 10% off with my code Sasha411. So yeah, and if you guys want to see a review on them, I'll leave it right over here. They are absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to spray my brush before I dig into in one ear and out the other. And it is, look how pigmented that is. Ooh, I like it. So what I'm going to do is just apply this shade right on top of the shade, right on top of where I cut my crease at. Oh yeah, this is such a beautiful like foil color. Look at that. Oh god, you know I'm all over these shades. And a lot of people were mentioning that there's fallout on these palettes, or in this palette, but I mean, you guys see I haven't really had any fallout, so I'm not worried about it. I usually like to do my makeup before, I like to do my eyeshadow before I apply my foundation and stuff anyways, but just to save some time in this video, I opted out of that, and I'm happy I did, because I mean, it looks good. So I am just doing like a half cut crease. I'm not going to like cut the crease all the way to the end. Just because I want to go ahead and go in with Oddball at the ends of the outer V. Girl, look at that. Okay, Laura Lee, get it, girl. I already like it how it is. Got me all nervous and sweating and stuff. Like, okay, gosh, nervous. So I do want to deepen this a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go in with Oddball. And I want to lightly tap into Out the Other. Just because it's like a purple shade, but it does have like kind of a shimmer to it a little bit. So I don't want to take away from what I have going on with the matte too much. But I do want to deepen it a little bit in the outer V. So I'm not bringing it in too much. This black, you definitely can get a good color payoff with this black shade. It doesn't look gray or anything to me. So I'm going to go back in with that brush that I used for the transition. I didn't pick up any more color on that, and I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out. So now for the inner tear duct, I'm going to go ahead and get into this color called Scatterbrain, but I'm going to go ahead and spray my brush again just so I can get the maximum color payoff.
What I'm talking about, Laura? Get a little lily.
Now you guys know I personally like to drag the colors down at the bottom lash, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to apply all the shades such as, or actually no, I'm not going to apply all of the shades. I'm just going to apply Kooky and Oddball out in the outer, I can't talk, in the outer lash line right here. And then I just went ahead and brought in Scatterbrain in there. So that's what I'll do. And to do this, I'm just using my Morphe R43. So now I'm going to take Oddball and I'm going to take it into the outer V, or the outer lash line, and actually bring it across. This is working so great as a liner to smoke that out. Oh yes, I'm like literally living for this look, like, oh yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put some liner, put some lashes. I'm going to be using the G-Class lashes in this style, Gritzy. Just the simple fact that I was able to use the majority of these shades and they worked for me. I know if you're a lighter complexion, they are going to be absolutely gorgeous on you because they're going to be more vibrant. And I mean, look at them. They're just so adorable. They're just absolutely adorable. Like, every one of these shades, I even am so surprised that I liked this shade. I didn't think I was going to care for this, but I used it as my brow bone color, and it worked perfect for me. I use these two shades as transition in this in the crease, lower that in the crease, this on the lid, as you can see, that pretty foiled color. That's a gorgeous color. This is probably my favorite color in the entire palette. This one I got to play with a little bit too. It's really nice. I'm excited to actually get into this when I get a chance, and this one too. This one I use in the inner tear duct, and this one I use in the outer V. So I use the majority of all the shades, and each one of these shades blended so nicely. They're so pigmented, and I'm really happy and pleased that I purchased this palette. I wasn't so excited when I seen the inside originally. I was like, flowers in the inside? What the hell is that about? I don't get it. But you know what? I get it. It's like glam. She's glamorous on the outside, but she's just a soft girl, pretty girl on the inside, and I was like, I think that's what that whole thing is about. I personally originally thought the reason why the palette looked like this was because they were supposed to launch this in spring and maybe it didn't get out in time. Because this is definitely giving me spring, this packaging. But I feel like when it's closed, nobody's going to see that or notice that. This is definitely a year-round palette. I can use this palette all year round. Fall, winter, spring, summer. So I mean, you're gonna get a lot of use out of this palette, and I don't think that this should stop you. I also heard people saying the mirror was really small. I use the mirror perfectly fine. It didn't affect my makeup application whatsoever. As for my final thoughts on the Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas palette, I am in love with this palette. Like, I was so not trying to buy this palette because I had just purchased all this stuff that I had did to do the video for the Fenty Beauty holiday collection. So I kind of already spent a little bit of money there, and then Rihanna had just released her makeup like the month before, so I had spent a lot of money there and just makeup in between. So I kind of was like, oh my god, Laura, like, why are you dropping this on the same day? But I was happy about it. I was, like I said, I wasn't excited about the $40, but now I can truly say that it was worth every single penny. I think her price point was freaking perfect. Like, it was perfect. You're getting exactly what you paid for, and probably more, because these eyeshadows are so pigmented. I am just so in love. The range is up my alley. Like, it's everything to me. Look at that. I mean, it's perfect. So if you guys were skeptical about checking this palette out, don't be. It's great. You're going to be happy with it. If you're a beginner, this is going to work for you well because they're so easy to blend out. Girl, you guys need to be on the lookout for this palette, because I'm telling you right now, I almost did not want to like this just because I'm like, oh my god, the colors are all like colors I already have. Like, I have the Modern Renaissance palette, I have the Jaclyn Hill palette, I have these palettes that have these types of shades in there, and I'm so glad I did, because these are unique in their own way. This eye isn't it giving you like fall, like fall baddie, like all day, how you doing? So I'm like, yes, I'm in love with her. If you guys have any questions, do leave them down in the comment box below. You guys know I always get to you guys. I do want to congratulate Laura Lee on your new release. This is amazing, and I can't wait to see what else you have in store for us. Yeah, guys, I'm really happy with it. So as far as I'm concerned, Laura Lee, you have a 10 out of 10 for me. So yeah, I'll leave the link to where you can find this palette and all the information about the palette down below. I do want to thank you guys for stopping by, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with somebody who might find it useful. Bye, guys.